right, we're looking at the very latest in the race to 270 and the race for the White House. So far on the board, Joe Biden has 91 electoral votes to President Trump's 73. These are the states that have been called so far tonight. No key battlegrounds yet, and still no clear winner in the crucial state of Florida. We are watching it closely because so far, as you can see up in the top part of your screen, 88% of the vote is in, and it is close. The margin by which President Trump is leading has been growing in just the last hour or so. You can see the counties are colored in for the counties that have gone Joe Biden, that have gone blue, for President Trump that have gone red. Of course, the Miami-Dade County has been secured by Joe Biden. We've been watching this closely as a barometer by how far former Vice President Joe Biden would lead President Trump in some of those key counties that Hillary Clinton secured back in 2016. Let's bring in the state's Republican governor, Ron DeSantis. Governor, thanks for joining us as we look at your state. What can you make of the results that we've seen so far and whether or not President Trump will secure victory?
Well, Sandra, Florida's done. I mean, the president's almost up 300,000 votes. We, the Republicans, won 2-1 in most of the election day vote. So we had the initial mail and early vote dump. Biden was barely ahead on that. There's just no way he was going to be able to withstand the Republican onslaught on Election Day. And when you lose Miami-Dade by only 10 points or thereabout as a Republican, you're going to win statewide unless something really happens. So Florida really should be called. There's no plausible path for Joe Biden at this point. Donald Trump did what he needed to do, and I think this is obviously a key component to assembling that 270 electoral votes.
Yeah, and I want to kind of couple, if I can, the board with Sandra, and we can go to Miami-Dade County because I'd like to pull that up. It's fascinating what happened down there. There was a lot of talk, and, and 4 years ago, Governor, Hillary Clinton did very well in Miami-Dade County. She still lost the state. The president is doing much better than expected in Miami-Dade. What do you make of that?
Well, I think part of it is the president's unified the Republican base, including our Cuban American base. That's a critical component of the Republican Party in the state of Florida. He's also expanded that to other Hispanics in Miami-Dade, and he peeled off a small but important number of African American voters. And so I think you had huge energy for the president in Dade County this time. You didn't have it in 16. And I think whatever enthusiasm was for Hillary in 16, you had less enthusiasm for Biden. So it's an impressive victory. I mean, he won by about 115,000 votes in 2016. He may get over 300,000 for the margin because the panhandle's still being tabulated. That, incidentally, is not what the polls said. The polls get Florida wrong almost every time. And so this is a decisive victory for the state of Florida. We don't really do landslides here because it's it's a pretty divided state. But to win by, he may end up getting to 3%. That's solid, and I think it bodes well for these other states.
All right, Governor, so as we take a look at the map here, again, about 88% of the vote is in so far in your state. I pulled up Sumter County, home to the Villages, of course. We've been talking about it with our panel throughout the evening. So far, it has almost 63,000 votes in for President Trump. That's 68% of the vote in that county that has gone red to Joe Biden. Just under 30,000 votes there, 32% of the vote. I wonder what that can tell you. As I branch this out, we are waiting for more of the panhandle to fill in here, watching Escambia County, which, of course, we've seen the candidates campaigning hard in some of these areas. What does this tell you? Donald Trump right now, 57% of the vote in that key county on the panhandle to Joe Biden at 42%.
Yeah, well, that's a typical margin in Escambia. If you go over to Okaloosa, the margin's going to be even more substantial for Donald Trump. And those are going to be big vote-rich environments. If you look at a place like the Villages, which is in central Florida, a lot of times the media will focus on places that Democrats gain, like in the urban part of Orlando. And they have. They've done much better in Orange County than we have over the last decade. But everything around those areas, like a Sumter, like a Volusia, like a Brevard, those are now blood red counties. Yeah. We get huge vote dumps. They're not the biggest counties in Florida, but they're all range from medium size to kind of the smaller, large counties. And they delivered for the president again in 2020, just like they did in 2016.
All right, Governor DeSantis, appreciate you joining us on Election Night 2020 as we watch the results come in. About 88% of the vote in your state is in so far. Appreciate your time. Thank you.